right, cool deal. It is Thursday, 12:01 Eastern Standard Time. So good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast, and to everybody in between and worldwide as well. Welcome to the Daily Motivation Call. Of course, we're here every Monday through Friday, bringing value to the marketplace, just helping people helping people build the right mindset so that they can create success in life. So if you're on this call, it's your first time on this call, well, welcome to this call. We congratulate you. I'm sitting here just pacing back and forth. We had I had a fairly productive morning, and what we're going to talk about today, the law of the inner circle, actually applied in my household this morning. So I'll share that story with you guys a little bit later. But in the meantime, if you're new to the call, welcome. We are currently building the greatest community of people developing the mindset to win. We are strictly mindset because it's all about getting yourself in the right frame of mind. Every day that you wake up, life can take its toll on you if you let it, right? Life can get you in the dumps if you let it, right? Life can put you 30 steps behind if you let it. But if you finally decide to say, you know what, I have everything within me, I have every resource that I need at the moment to create success, whether that success is finishing college, whether that success is starting that business, whether that success is fixing your relationship, whatever that success is to you, once you finally get in the right frame of mind and realize that you have everything that you need right now in this moment to get it done. So you don't have to wait for results anymore, right? Because you're in control. You're in control of your circumstance. It's not about the circumstance itself. It's simply about how we look at the circumstance, because there's plenty of people in the world who are prime examples of what a terrible circumstance, how it can turn around and they can do great things. You're no different, my friend. So that's why we started this call 3 short months ago, to help people tap into their potential, to help people understand that everything they need to do is right in their mind. Right, but some people say right between your 2 ears. Everything you need is right there to get everything done. You just have to make a decision to take some action, figure out the how-to, and work at it every single day. Every single day, working on your mind, working on your body, working on your spirit. Every single day, working at it, filling your mind with new information that's checking your ego, new information that makes you realize, who you truly are. Work at it every single day. We're building the greatest community of people developing the mindset to win. We normally kick the call off around 12:05. Give everybody enough time to chime in. For those who work and need to, run out of the office and pop on their cell phone or do whatever they need to do to get the job done. In the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. We started this book a few weeks ago because of a young lady popped on the call and she said, I need to learn how to lead myself. I have to lead myself. And that was a spark to pick up this book and really get into the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. Because period, if we want to do great things, period, we have to learn how to lead ourselves. And this is a powerful book by John C. Maxwell. If you don't have the book, you can pick it up from mindsettowin.com. That's mindsettowin.com. It's an awesome book. Today we're on chapter 11, the law of the inner circle. It's funny that we're talking about the law of the inner circle because just last night we had this epic call in our 90 Days to Get Money Syndicate group. If you don't know what that is, whoever invited you, send them a message. And if they don't know what it is, just get in contact with myself or Julian. And 90 Days to Get Money Syndicate is a group on Facebook. We have a call every Wednesday night. And I mean, the speakers on the call last night were just in their element, just delivering value and delivering a powerful message. And the message last night was about lifestyle and having an inner circle. And I remember JR on the call, he said, if you hang around 4 broke people, most likely you're the 5th. Or he said, don't be the 5th. And that's true, right? Your 4, 5 closest friends and associates can determine your outcome, can determine your level of success if you let it. But today we're going to craft out how you can create your inner circle and change your circumstance. See, I got in the industry of online marketing back in 2008, right? Back in 2008. because I was a network marketer in the past. In 2008, I just got tired of, knocking doors and doing all these different things to try to grow my business. So I hit the internet and I said, I'm really going to learn. I'm going to figure this thing out. And the more I started to learn, I really started to understand how big the internet is and the possibilities of success in any business if you utilize the technology accordingly. So I'm on the internet, and roughly 4 months went past. I spent about 10 grand, right? I made no money, 10 grand in roughly around 4 months or so. It was like, it's tragic. It was like, oh my God, it's tragic. And so I kind of put the internet down for a while because I was scared at that point. I was like, man, I can't move forward to lose any more money. This is crazy. But see, my mentality at the time said I was losing money, but my mentality right now says I was gaining knowledge, right? So we moved fast forward to 2009 when I just continued to have the internet bug. I was like, yo, there's something there. I got to figure this thing out because I'm digging the fact that I can make money 24/7 and, travel and still be able to do my thing and make money and blah, 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 blah. So I continued. I moved forward, and eventually I figured something out for myself, right? And I started averaging about anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 a week from home, working very few hours throughout the week. I figured it out, and I'm banging it out. I'm going. It was just me. I was figuring all the stuff out. It was just me. I was building all the systems. I was learning everything. It was just me. I was actually working harder than I was working at the job. I was spending 16, 17 hours in my little basement apartment, right, with my computers and my cot for a bed, and I'm sitting in this little basement apartment just trying to figure this stuff out. Moving fast forward, me and my wife, we traveled to Aruba for our honeymoon, and we paid for that in cash, and we paid for the wedding in cash, and we were just, we were living it up. And then all of a sudden, this money stopped coming. Things shut down, right? And I'm like, whoa, what am I going to do now, right? So I ran back and got a job because I had to. I had a family. I had to do what I needed. I ran back and got a job. But then I was like, yo, I'm going to figure this out. So I started dibbling and dabbling and learning how to blog and doing all these different things. And fast forward to 2012, I got on a phone call with a gentleman named Jermaine Steele. Some of you may have heard of him before. I got on a call with Jermaine Steele. I said, Jermaine, listen, I got 15 minutes because I got to get to class, right? I got to go back to class. I really can't miss this class. But let me tell you something. Me and him were on the phone. An hour went past. I missed that class, right? I missed that class. And I ended up locking arms with Jermaine Steele that day. And he started teaching me some techniques and tricks about, how to really automate my business. And it brought fresh air into my business. It was like a breath of fresh air. It was like someone literally was doing CPR on my business and literally blew breath into my business and gave me my heartbeat back in my business. And everything started to pump up and everything was moving and everything was just happening on an automatic basis, how I had dreamed the entire time. And then Jermaine plugs me into a inner circle. He plugged me into a group of people that work their butts off every single day. He plugged me into a chat of people that every single day they're up and they're going and they're up and they're going. It's like I look at my phone and I see these chats from these 7 people in this group about their results, about what they're going to do now to help their teams and about where they're going to go to hang out this afternoon and check their emails and things of that nature. And it's like, when you get yourself immersed in that type of circle, you have no choice but to perform. When you put yourself in the arena of beast, you have no choice but to become one. You just adapt to your environment. So a lot of people in life right now, a lot of people are being adapted to their environments, and their environments may not be the most empowering environment for you. Because like I said in the beginning of the call, the closest 4 to 5 associates or friends will determine your level of success. And then we're going to get into the chapter, The Law of the Inner Circle, chapter 11. He starts off as saying, a leader's potential is determined by those closest to him. A leader's potential is determined by those closest to him, right? There's no great leader does it alone. He broke down a cool little story. He said the Lone Ranger. He said the Lone Ranger. He said that's crap. He said that's fantasy. He says no great leader has done it alone. There's always people behind the scenes. He talked about Lance Armstrong being one of the best athletes in the world. There were people behind the scenes, right? And he kept moving forward. He says, he quotes Mother Teresa, "You can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do. Together, we can do great things." See, everybody on this call right now, you guys are my inner circle. Because every single day, I craft out material. In the evening, I'm reading material. I've never been so immersed in the material until we start doing this call. Because now my inner circle, you guys are forcing me to elevate. Because if I can't elevate, this call won't grow. If Julian can't elevate, this call won't grow. So we're being forced to do better, to be better, to get sharper, to get smarter. Because the more you guys start to share this call with the marketplace, right, you want to share something of value. You just don't want to share some bum call. You want to share something of value. So you guys, my inner circle, are making me better. And I appreciate you for that. Right? So no great leader has done it on his own. Now, it moves forward. It says you got to ask yourself, who are you drawing into your inner circle? Who are you drawing into your inner circle? Now, are these people strategic? Are you being strategic about the people you're keeping in your circle? See, eventually when I sharpened up and I understood that the people that I keep closest to me were going to determine my level of success, I had to find some sharp people to put around me to get me motivated, to get me going, to get me moving on a daily basis, right? I had to connect with some people that knew some things I didn't know. See, Julian knows some things that I don't know. And it helps me out because now I don't have to focus on that area. He can focus on this particular area and I can focus on the other, and we can grow and become awesome in our area of expertise, right? We lean on one another. He moves on. He says, he used the example of a professional athlete or celebrities, right? A professional athlete, some of the top in their craft, in any sport, the top of the craft. They can get on the court and get in a football field and buff any average person down, right? And they get these multi-million-dollar contracts. There's two things that don't happen when they get these multi-dollar contracts. The mindset doesn't change, and the inner circle doesn't change. So therefore, you find people like a Michael Vick on the news because he's dogfighting because what? His inner circle never changed. His mentality never changed. He's the same person he was when he left Virginia and got the $30 million contract. The same person with a whole bunch of money are going to do the exact same things they were doing when they didn't have the money. This is why somebody wins the lottery. They win the lottery, they lose the money in very few years. They lose millions of dollars, spend it all up because what? The mentality is not there, and the circle doesn't change. Therefore, they're doing the same thing they were doing before they got the money. See, these are the things we talk about when we talk about elevating and getting success. It starts with your mentality, right? You don't need a whole bunch of money to be successful. It's your mentality that's going to make you successful, because when you got the right mentality, you do the necessary things you need to do with the money you've already acquired. Mentality. He moves forward. He asks a few questions. I'm going to ask you guys 5 questions on this call right now, and I want you to just absorb these questions, write down these questions, and ask yourself, meditate on these questions. Ask yourself, and if you don't like the answers, it's time for you to make some changes. Before we get into those 5 questions, I'm going to say only if you reach your potential as a leader do your people have a chance to reach potential. So until you start if you're in business or if you're the head of your household, and so until you start to finally step into your leadership potential, I'm going to say that again, until you start to finally step into your leadership potential, the people around you have no chance of becoming leaders. They need someone to follow. They need someone to look up to. You can't elevate other people until you start elevating yourself. This first question, do the people that are in your inner circle, do they have influence with others? So you want somebody in your inner circle that has influence with other people. See, we work on the internet. A lot of you people, about 90% of the people on the call work online. I'm going to bring up a gentleman by the name of Cater. All right, you've probably seen his name around, seen some of his videos, and he's about to release a Craigslist training that's absolutely going to be ridiculous, right? It's called CL Bananas. He's going to teach you how to really build your empire using Craigslist, a free marketing platform, right? So he has all these different tips and tricks that he's going to actually teach the marketplace. But he's about to release this product. But see, here's the deal. He's in my inner circle. I'm in his inner circle. And then everybody else that is in that inner circle got his back. And if none of us had any influence, we would be useless to him. But because we have influence, his product is going to be an absolute success. I can't wait to see what his numbers are going to be when he releases this product, because his inner circle is dope. And he got other inner circles that are outside of this one. So I can only imagine how his success is going to be, because nobody does it alone. Number two, do the people that are in your inner circle bring a gift to the table? Do the people in your inner circle bring a gift to the table? I always talk about Julian because he knows a lot more about technology than I do. I may look good. I may look like I know a lot about technology, but he knows a lot more about the small, intricate details of engineering and technology. It's a strong suit. Jermaine Steele knows a lot about being strategic. He knows how to set up plans. Right? Angie Long knows how to literally hypnotize people to get them to take action right now, then and there, with no convincing. Right? Cater has the ability to pump you up in less than 3 minutes. He does it every morning. And he does it by tapping and chatting. Right? So I can only imagine how his live energy is. Right? Everybody has a different skill that they bring to the table, a different gift that they bring to the table, and we elevate each other. And like my partners like to say, we move as a pack. Number three, ask yourself this question. Do the people that you keep around you hold some positions? Do they hold some positions? For example, 2010, when I went back to work, 2010, I ran and got a job with the group home. And when I approached the group home, I said, you know what? I'm not going to be in this position that I am in for long. I need to make this promotion process as quickly as possible, right? So after my first year, I got my first promotion. I think after my third year, I got my second promotion, right? But this is how I did it. I figured out everybody who had some clout, and I got to know them. They needed some assistance. I went where they were. I got to know them. So when the time came, I had the people to call up and let them know, hey, I'm interested in this position. Oh, you are, Mike? No problem. Who do you have in your inner circle? Right? Nobody does it alone. The fifth question you want to ask yourself is, do your inner circle, do they impact other members in your inner circle? So if you got an inner circle of people, do they impact each other? Right? Do they elevate each other? See, when your inner circle is that powerful, that dope, you guys can do great things. You guys can do great things at the snap of your fingers. You can create income on demand. Right? You can create abundance on demand. Your language changes, and you start to say things like, what? Success comes easily and frequently. Your confidence begins to change, because you know that the people that you got behind you, beside you, in front of you, that inner circle can't be touched. And then when you take that whole mixture, that whole inner circle, and then you raise your hand and you look up to your creator and say, thank God for the people you put in my circle, then it gels all together. It gels all together for you. And then it starts to make sense. And you guys are elevating each other. You guys are learning together, building together. Some of you may be moving faster than the others. That's okay. But the person that's watching this, he's soaking it all in. He's taking all this information, because his or her time is coming, as long as they stay plugged into the inner circle and keep delivering value in their particular area of expertise. It's a powerful thing we got going on when you actually start to switch your perspective and really think about things a lot differently. See, they don't talk about stuff like this on TV, right? They don't talk about stuff like this on the radio, right? The 5, 10 closest people to you don't talk about stuff like this on a daily basis, right? And then you start to understand why people are in the top 1% and the crowd is so small, because they don't think like everybody else that's in the bottom 99. It's a different mentality. And it starts with calls like these. It starts with you getting on the daily motivational call every single day, Monday through Friday, literally being brainwashed to think in a positive way. I said it. You guys are being brainwashed to think in a positive way. Sometimes we have to fall back and start brainwashing ourselves into our results, right? You have to start brainwashing yourself and helping yourself to understand I am capable, I am powerful, I am necessary, I am relevant. And once you start to say these words, start to repeat these words to yourself, man, I'm telling you, things will begin to change. Things will begin to change. All on the inside of your core will begin to just shake up and move. You'll start to get real uncomfortable with your position, right? It scares the hell out of me to live in lack. It scares the hell out of me to not be able to travel when I want to travel. It scares me to not be able to pay a bill. It scares me to not be able to give my children the things that they ask for. That stuff shakes me up on the inside, because once I got this information and understood what I'm actually capable of, it scares me now to look at my circumstance and say, you know what? I have to continue to grow. I have to continue to elevate. I got to work on my leadership abilities. I got to figure this thing out. I got to figure out how to be in control of my circumstance, how to be in control of my future. That's what leaders do. Leaders step into their power. Leaders inspire other people by getting results. You're on this call, that's what you are. You're a leader. You're somebody who took 30 minutes out of their day to listen to information that isn't of the norm. You need to congratulate yourself, because I salute you for doing so. Before we move on the call, at the end of the book, it says, identify, cultivate, recruit. Identify, cultivate, recruit. See, you're working on the internet. It's very easy to identify your target market. Identify the target market, right? Cultivate them by what? Constantly putting your vision and your message out there into the marketplace. Constantly put your vision and message out there into the marketplace. See, my vision is building the greatest community of people developing the mindset to win. That's what the vision of this call is. That's what we're cultivating here, right? When I talk about my online business and how I want to share it with the marketplace, I talk about my experiences. I talk about the vision of where we're going. I talk about the magic of being able to be mobile and still making income. That's how you cultivate. You build your culture around yourself and your brand. Then you move forward and you start recruiting people into your life. Maybe you're not in business. Maybe you just want to turn things around financially and put yourself in a better position and up your monthly income. Right? You like working a job. That's okay. There's some fantastic jobs out there that pay you a substantial amount of money. If that's what you love, then do it. Then do it. Get the necessary information you need and do it, and start recruiting the right people into your lives that are going to take you to those positions. Right now, take the time to look at your inner circle. If you are not happy with their results, it's time for you to make some changes. I don't do many calls to actions on this call, but today I think it's necessary. Whomever introduced you to this call, most likely they're in some sort of business. I don't know what, because we don't talk about a particular opportunity on this call, but if they are in some sort of business and they've been knocking on your door to take a look, I am telling you today to do that. Sit down, take a look, and not only take a look, get started. Because the only way you're going to start changing your life is if you get started. Stop giving yourself excuses. Just get started. Tell yourself, I'm capable of learning what I need to learn. and just get started. I have all the necessities right now in this moment, so I'm just going to get started. You're going to tell me everything I need to do? Yep, so just get started. So whoever invited you to this call, and if they are in a business of some sort, get started. If they're not, find somebody else, get started, start doing something, start putting yourself in a vehicle that's going to help you develop your leadership lid. It's going to help you grow as a leader. Get in a vehicle that's going to put you in the right environment, that's going to build the right inner circle around you so you can start changing your life, man. If you sit there, if you have those days where you just sit there and you stare up into space and you dream about how things could be, I'm here to tell you that those things can be if you decide to. Those things can be materialized if you decide to. You can change some things right now and in this moment if you make a decision today to just get simply started. Lock arms with that person that invited you to this call and start changing your life, man. Start changing it ASAP. This is Mike Williams. I want you guys to text motivation to 77948. You usually get messages from me on the weekends because we don't do the calls on the weekends. And if you just need that spark, you just need that boost of positive energy, of a positive thought to meditate on, that's why you should subscribe by texting motivation to 77948. I want you to come back to this call. I want you to bring a friend to this call. I want you to apply the information that you've learned on this call into your life. I want you to start applying it into your life and business. Things can gradually change. And here's the thing, success, it does come quick if you just simply start, get busy, and get focused. It's Thursday. I want you guys to go out there and enjoy your day. If there's something that you were supposed to do, take care of it. If it's a list of things you need to do, take care of it. Get it out the way. Clear your mind. Start opening up to receive abundance. Start opening up to be able to walk into prosperity. Start taking action. The only way you're going to get over procrastination is by simply taking action. Just one step at a time, guys. One step at a time. Build your momentum. Build your momentum. And you'll be saying words like success comes easily and frequently. Guys, this is Mike Williams, Julian Tang. We love you. Later.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
All right, y'all.